Let's take a look how HPP 272 hydrogen peroxide probe can be connected with Indigo 500 transmitter. The additional features that this Indigo 500 transmitter brings is that we have more analog outputs. Indigo 520 has 4 analog outputs, where the probe has only 2. And then we have more power supply options. Here we have mains power in this unit, and we also have Modbus TCP protocol if you want to use Ethernet communication. Here I have few example process connections that you can use in your application. Let's use these 2 connections and install the probe. Now it's time to connect the instrument with the transmitter. And in this point it's worth to mention that this Indigo 520 supports 2 probes simultaneously, but in this setup I have only 1 probe. Probe is now connected and it's time to start setting up the display. Okay, the first thing that the probe actually does is the purge. So it activated now, and we can see it from the active notifications. Okay, so first thing we want to set is some readings in the display. So let's do that first. Home settings, and now we are interested of hydrogen peroxide concentration. Let's put that to the first parameter, and second can be relative saturation, and third can be temperature. Like that. And let's put something in the graph view as well. For example, hydrogen peroxide concentration and relative saturation. And graph scale 15 minutes. Like that. And now we can see some readings, actually only the temperature because we are doing the purge at the moment. Okay, next thing we probably want to do is output this measurement data into some control or data acquisition system. Let's do that next. Menu and outputs, and let's use analog outputs. So for the channel output number 1, let's set hydrogen peroxide concentration, and our minimum value is 0 and maximum can be, for example, 2000 in this application. Error output. If something is wrong, probe is disconnected or something like that happens, transmitter will output 3.6 milliamps. Let's do the same for the second output and use relative saturation here as an output parameter, and 4 milliamps means 0% relative saturation and 20 milliamps means 100. And the error and low clipping limit can be the same. And then we want to know the temperature as well. So that shall be our third output. And temperature in our application, let's think that it varies from 0 to 60 degrees C. Now the outputs are configured and it's time to check that the control system reads the same value as the transmitter outputs. Now it's time to test that the analog outputs go to the system as expected. So this Indigo 500 transmitter has a test mode functionality. Let's test the channel 1 first. So activate the test mode and force the analog output to 4 milliamps. Now I will use a multimeter to demonstrate the analog output. So let's switch it to milliamp mode and make sure that we are measuring DC amperes here. Now it's time to open the lid. Here we can find the analog outputs terminals, number 1, 2 and 3. Now we are simulating value 4 milliamps in the first channel. So if I put the probes here in plus and minus, I can read 4.01 milliamps. Looking good. Let's test also the span value, which is 20 milliamps. And there it is, 20.01. Looking good. So now we will repeat this measurement for all 3 channels. All 3 channels have been tested now. Now it's time to close the lid and stop the test mode. This is important because we don't want to leave the device in the test mode when the actual process starts running. Let's go back to the home screen, and here we can see the readings. We have hydrogen peroxide 2 ppm at the moment, and relative saturation is 10% and temperature is 23.2. And even a graph display here. HPP272 is now installed into the process and connected to the transmitter, and we have checked that the analog outputs have been configured correctly and the reading is outputted as expected. Now we are ready for the measurement. Thanks for watching.